Hi guys, and here he is. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. What do you know that you're on camera? Do you know that? Do you well let mommy tell her story, okay? And he's here too. Mr. Magoo is there. Okay, so let me tell my story. Today. So I'm up here and I decided to go to my gym and um I wasn't moving. So anyway, I was gonna go like half an hour early because I my insurance changed and there was a change in the system, but oh, tearing up the new bed. That's great. That's super fantastic. Okay. So anyway, some of the people would say that they would just barcode and it would be okay and they're like, okay. But other people would be like, oh, did you change this? You need a new barcode and they didn't know how to do it. So I'm like, well, can I just go? So anyway, my barcode went through okay, and I was there, and I had maybe like 10 minutes before Zumba started, and there were like all these guys in there, like young guys, and one was like on the floor doing all this stuff, like boxing gloves on, and was like boxing, and I'm like, and there were some women sitting in there. One was on a mat, and some other ones. I didn't want to ask them, is this Zumba? But this other one came over on my side. You here for Zumba? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. So then this other guy came in. Mhm. Just what I asked the universe for. He had to be like be 6'3", you know, over 200 pounds, like muscle. He's a white guy, whatever. But he had like a full beard, but just, you know, like big, solid, you know. I mean, thin guys are okay, but I prefer like muscles. So it was kind of funny because he was like, what class, or something. And people were saying, oh, Zumba. And, of course, we women were like, other men come, you know. And he's like, okay, we all stay back here. So it's funny when you go in and then there's more of the room over here. But over here, like people who are on the machines can see you. So he made sure, look at this. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Look at you. I should take you out, but I don't want to. So this other guy did come and he stood next to me. I'm not sure why. He'd been there before. He was a little guy, you older, whatever. Attention. So people came. We had the what do I call her? Militant. I don't know if militant's the right word. Like she could do boot camp. She could do Marines. So it's really intense. But the guy was freaking phenomenal. I mean, he at all. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he must love to dance because he was good. But of course, you're trying to like not, you're not staring. You're like even acting like you don't see him at all. Which so he was just. It's funny because there's this move where you're doing like, okay, you're punching one, two, uppercut, uppercut, and I didn't wasn't great, but he did that. And I'm like I can't do it as like fast and like sharp, as they were doing it. So I do my own anyway. This one girl, she's Muslim. She wears the headscarf, and she was like doing her own thing too, which is good. Just you make modifications. She's tiny. They got a couple of tiny, tiny, tinies in there, and the one with the big blown up booty, she was there. So kind of funny because okay, at the end, another lady told him, that he did good, and then when he walked past me, I said, "You did good." And he's like, he's a nice guy, nice. He said, "So is there a class?" Because he said, "Yeah, I wanted to do something that's like more fun than just a treadmill, And I'm like, "Yeah." And he said, "So do they like show you? Is there one where they like show you the moves, before?" And I I thought about this in the car, but I didn't tell him this. As a teacher, hey, it's his first time. She'll like make more of an effort, but he was doing good, and um, it was just cute. It was just really, really cute. It was cute to see. He was, like I say, it was because some like people, I did not see him stumble. Like he may have, like not missed a beat, but okay, now we do this, now we do this. He was on it. I should have told him. I should have said, hey, you've got it. I mean, just come to like 2 more classes and you've got it. Because the moves are all the same. And I also should have said, well, you can like look on YouTube and like practice because the moves are all the same. But and I also told him, I said, she's the hardest one. I said, you should come to like some other ones and they're like not as, and he was just nice, and he said bye. And that was great. It was just really nice. I like that energy, it's good energy. Um, and I'm just like, it's nice that there's a guy who just didn't want to just, run on a treadmill. He wanted to like do something. And I definitely got my steps in. I've got to pull up my what do I call it? Okay, this says I've got 10,000, but when I left the house, I had 7,053 steps. So we'll see how many I did. I would 1,000. We'll see. And so I decided to stay for yoga. The instructor, oh, he's so interesting. And there's a girl, remember her name. I remember her name. It starts with an S and ends with an E. And she's a film student member. So she's doing all these crazy things. I could do the same thing, but I didn't. But I did do the splits, and it was funny. He said, "You stuck?" He said, "I'm impressed." He was saying he was impressed. And I also did the stool on one leg. I didn't tell you I'm an ex-gymnast. I've got, medals and a trophy. I got second place all around, first place on beam. Woo! My dog's looking at me. So after that, ooh, overachiever. Oh my good Lord. I'm 7,200 some steps over my goal. So I did like 17,000 steps today. Oh my gosh. That's freaking crazy. Aw, our weather girl is so pretty. Here it is. Oh my goodness. Yeah, fireworks. Oh, good Lord. I did 6 miles. Don't lick your crotch. 148 minutes, 17,286 steps. I bet I could do 20,000, but I'm only counting. And I slept from 4:13 to 6:28. I slept a little before that too. Let's see what my sleep was. Yesterday I did 2,000 steps. This is the same thing, like 4:13 to 6:28. Let me see before that. It's like the same time. It's saying the same sleep time. I don't think that's right. And heck, I went to sleep at the same time. Oh my gosh, you need to quit rolling in bed. Okay, so there's more. Um, I was glad my guy, he didn't come today. I asked a person, okay, oh, they're gone. Okay, thanks. Okay, so um I went to the pool. Oh, the pool was warm. I said to the guy, I said, it's warmish today. Like, yeah. And he was nice. That was interesting. He was nice, you know. And then but he left. And but I didn't swim as much as I wanted. There was a couple in the third lane. There's the one lane and there's steps that you go down, get in the first lane. A middle lane, on the other side there's two ladders, and at the end there's a ladder, right? So I was in the whirlpool, and and he was very pleasant. He was very like present with me, and I think I have that disease where, like in that movie, remember one day to the next, because I didn't remember then that, oh, I've talked to this guy before. So he got in, and he's all smiley. Well, pleasant, pleasant. He's very distinct about him. He's very distinguished. His hair's cut very short in like a crew cut sort of, and he wears glasses. And he okay, he got in, and he this it's the energy was like towards me, but I didn't really pay attention to it because I was like, well, I'll just, like not, pay attention, acknowledge, whatever, I'll just stay in my, but, he's pleasant. And let's see. I don't think he said anything, and I didn't. I don't remember. But then he got out, and I thought, oh, okay. And I went to the end where there's the ladder, and I went to get in by, I sat down on the ground and just dug my feet in, and he went all the way at the side. And I was glad to see him at the end, but he swam up because, okay, this is the first lane, and the hilarious thing, okay, there's three lanes. There's the first lane, the middle lane, and the far lane. And he was in the first, so I just stayed there, you know. And um, oh my goodness, all these people are like a plot. I'm YouTube. It's funny. So he swam to me and he said, "You getting in?" And I said, "I'm working on it." And he smiled, and I laughed, not really, but yeah, he was amused by that. And we'll see, the fact that he like is everything. It means everything. The fact that he stayed in the lane where I was because he saw me there, getting in there, and he swam all the way down to me and stopped and spoke, and then he kept swimming. So like I say, thing to get here is that there were three lanes. There were two other lanes that were empty, totally empty. If he was like concentrating on, and he could have just switched over the lane so he didn't have to share it with me. But we shared a lane. hmm We shared a lane for a long time. And it was interesting too because um he's very good swimmer, very smooth, like no splashing. And he was doing different strokes and things. But when we would pass each other, I would like turn my head and kind of, be prepared for like a little wake material because I hate when water goes up my nose. So I was always prepared for that. And I wondered like if he felt it too, like, when we passed each other, like any sort of quake motion or whatever. But he was always this is the thing too. He was always, always very, very considerate and sweet, and always made sure to like be, in his half of the lane and I stayed in my half. And we would like stop and, like I said, it's warm today. And he's like, yeah. He said, there's a tube. And this is when I noticed that he had a beautiful accent. I don't, he's from like the Middle East, somewhere there. I know I've asked him before, I've forgotten. Maybe Jordan. But he said, there's a tube from the hot tub into the, here, and you can feel the water. I'm like, well, actually, he's wrong because the pool heater has been broken and the hot tub is still heating. If there were really like a tube, it would, like when the pool heater's broken, they just use the tube, but they don't. He didn't know what he's talking about. But I'm like, okay, yeah, you know. So he got out and I thought he left because he went out of the pool area. And so I went, well, I saw him in the whirlpool again. So I got out of the pool to get in the whirlpool with him alone. But he was already walking past me. So, and he didn't say anything like about leaving, but we just I think when he got in the whirlpool the first time, I think he said hello or something. But there was some exchange that let me know that he's a nice guy. So I was in the whirlpool and then he came back and I'm like, you're back. You're back. And I think I said I just like that too with that look on my face. I think he probably just got into the sauna and I asked him, I said, how far did you swim or something? And he said he didn't count. He said he just goes until his knee, um, oh, my show is on. He said he goes until his knee hurts. He said he has a bad knee. I said, yeah, me too. But, huh, trying to find my channel and I'm not sure. Uh, all right. Okay. But, so it was just lovely the way that we were like swimming together. And I felt like the fact that like I kept swimming and he kept swimming was just nice. It was funny. I got to the end at one point and I could like let out a sort of, and he did like the same thing at his end, which was cute. And so when he got out of here's the thing too. Oh, here's what he did when he first came by. He said, Bubbles. And that's what got me because that's what happened before. I had said that I didn't like Bubbles. And so then he just like lounged in there with me with no Bubbles. And it was funny. His friends came and they're like, no Bubbles. And he said, the lady doesn't want Bubbles. So the guys just sat there with me with no Bubbles. And then after a while, someone else came and he's like, I'm like, okay, Bubbles now. So that's funny. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And yeah. So I think he remembered because he asked about the Bubbles. And I said, yeah, it's okay. Okay. And maybe he liked that too. The fact that I had Bubbles, even though he knows I don't like them, but they were for him. I made the sacrifice. So at the end, he said, have a good evening. He's getting out and we're looking at each other, and he says, have a good evening. And I'm like, oh my God, I'd have a better evening if you would come with me. I should tell him to, like, next time, even though it sounds stupid, but this is not going to sound stupid. This is what I'm going to say. I forget where you're from. You've got the most beautiful accent. See, his accent is slight. It's very slight. That's an interesting thing too about the guys there. And something that some of us, some people find scary. One guy is a black guy, and he was saying, yeah, they're spies, they're spies. And I was saying the same thing too. I'm like, they're spies, because there's so many guys, and they're all affiliated with our military base, right? But there's guys from Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Russia, and I'm like, wait, but you're affiliated with our military, but you're going to go back to your country. I mean, nothing, not to sound stupid or ignorant. I mean, no, I don't, but it's just interesting. I think what it is really, because they have the language skills. So they're like helping us. That's what I think. I don't think they're spies, but hey, never know. One guy, he told me something and I forget, but he was just like, he wasn't secretive, you know? And because I was like, "Where are you from?" And he told me the country, and I don't. I would not make a good Matahari. I didn't remember, but he, was like affiliated with the base. So I remember he was floating on a noodle, and usually men don't float on noodles. So I said something, and he's like, "Just relaxing." I said, "Yes." So then my friend came, my Jewish friend. He's badass, badass. He was telling us a story. He got interrupted by this other guy. So the guy I like, he didn't show up. But it was funny. I asked the guy, I said, "Have you seen blah, blah, blah?" And he said, "Hmm." He knows exactly what I'm talking about. He said, "Yeah, his job doesn't pay him much. And I don't know why." What? What? Is that necessary? Is that is that necessary? I'm trying to tell a story. What? What is it? Get him. Get him. Shh. Okay. Mm, mm, mm. Shh. Okay, that's enough. So, anyway, as I was saying, my friend told the story too. I'm going to try to make it fast. Someone sent him a picture, and Secret Service got involved because something about the picture, whatever it was. But he got out of it. He's like, this doesn't say this. This says this. And you guys got tricked. So he said it all worked out, for the good. But so he told the story of Bathsheba. And we got to the part where, okay, she had the son. The son came back to the father. And we didn't hear the end because the other guy interrupted and told his religion. He's very religious. And I don't prescribe to all the stuff that he says. But I'm just like, okay, okay. Oh, and we were talking about the guy that I like. And he said, yeah. And it was funny just how he said it. Here's what he said. He said he works this job and he doesn't make very much. I don't know why he stays there. Um, and his mom, I think he's got a stepsister. He said he's an only child. I think he's got a stepsister. And he brings his mom here. She sits in the car. I said, yeah, I know all that. He told me that. So, because one time I saw like the car door open and I knew it was his car and I was going to go over and like shut the door. But, his mom was there. And this guy, how old is he? Well, the guy that was talking about it is 70, but he's a black guy, so he looks like he could be 50. But my guy, I would say he's anywhere from maybe 60, but good looking. Good looking. I like it. Nice, nice. His accent is very southern, which I'm not understanding, but maybe his mother was from the South. Like I'd swear he was from like I don't know, Louisiana somewhere, but he's not. He's from like around here somewhere. So my friend, like I say, my friend came who's badass with his sister-in-law, which it's very interesting that he's always with her. Um, it was funny because the church guy asked her because she came in the hot tub first, and he asked her, was her brother-in-law there? She said she was going to tell him to just come on in the whirlpool because there wasn't that much time. We closed it out. The girl came and said, "There's 20 minutes." And the sister-in-law went like this to her and made a face, and I did too. I'm like, I find her very interesting. She's a big girl, but she'll wear like the tiniest little. She was all covered up today, but it's just interesting, very interesting. Like she'll wear a bikini. So, that's my story. I had a really good time. It was nice to talk to people. That interaction is nice. I don't work out on the machines. Um, I don't like an audience, really. I mean, really, for the main part, I don't care. But then again, I don't like an audience. So I kind of want something to eat, but I'm not sure. I do have some chicken I can heat up yesterday, today. Okay, because the time has changed, I'm at 0 steps now. But yesterday I did 1,286 steps and I burned 2,883 calories. I did 6 miles and 6.76 miles. I was exercising for 148 minutes, but I started at like 1 o'clock. But in the morning, from like 3 o'clock, I had like a couple thousand steps. So let's see. It said today that I did, in just sitting here, 39 steps. We'll see. I went to my one friend and knocked on their door, but they didn't answer. Well, they answered, but they said, "Who is it?" And I'm like, "Me." And I guess they never looked in the peephole or whatever. So I'm like, whatever. Because the last 2 times they knocked on my door, I didn't answer either. So I guess that's what I get. I'm looking at these steps. Okay, there was a thing that's had intensity. This is very interesting too. I think it, I think it, okay, 12, just the time. Um, One of the dances, or two of them, were over 1,000 and it's 1.4K steps. So I can see like when I was moving and then it really like dropped down. I'm trying to look at the time. And I know there's a thing that said like intensity. So I'm going to try and find that. Okay, that's not it. Wait. Oh my goodness, please. Please. Why can't I find it? It is so stupid that I can't find it. Maybe if I click on the minutes. Okay. Hmm. I know it's boring watching me. Mm. Do you know what I think it is? I think I know what it is. It's I need to go to the web to look it up because it's not on like the little app. Okay, so that's what it is. So anyway, that's what I'm that's what I wanted to do, tell you all about my day and it was fun. And tomorrow I'm going to go back there again. I'm going to go in the evening. I've got a doctor's appointment at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So it's kind of stupid maybe. I actually want to just go from like tomorrow, like morning, when I after the doctor. So maybe a little note about like the bipolar thing. Um, yeah, and also I had a little bit of my trucker juice, not all of it, but to like help me. And here's the thing too, like I'm achy now a bit, but and my sciatica was a little achy, but I managed to do it all. And I think this is definitely one of the like things with, that one day I do 2,000 steps, the next day I'm doing 17,000. I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy. I'm going to tell my doc tomorrow, so we'll see. Ciao. Thanks for watching.